Some footage is so disturbing, it's unbelievable that it exists. Mysterious figures, eerie encounters, and horrifying moments all captured on camera.
What?
These are the most disturbing moments caught on camera.
Hail Satan.
Recent outages.
Nightly news segment in Australia took a terrifying turn when, without warning, the screen switched to something straight out of a horror film. 3 shadowy figures stood next to an upside-down glowing cross, their presence unsettling. Then, out of nowhere, one of them yelled, "Hail Satan!"
Hail Satan.
Before the screen abruptly cut to black. Viewers were horrified. Was this some kind of hacked transmission or something intentional? Some linked it to the Noosa Temple of Satan, an infamous group in Australia, while others believed it was part of something even darker. The station never gave a clear answer, making the whole event even more disturbing.
Hail Satan.
Disturbing tape. This disturbing footage comes from the 1980s and has left viewers horrified. It features a middle-aged man named Tony attempting to record what seems like an innocent dating video, but something is off. In the background, faint muffled noises can be heard, like someone trying to speak but being silenced. Tony's mood shifts suddenly. He snaps, yelling angrily at the unseen source of the noise. After briefly changing his shirt and regaining composure, he tries again, but his temper spirals once more.
Someone that can...
Theories quickly spread that Tony wasn't just filming an innocent tape. Some believe he had someone locked away, possibly a victim from one of his dates. Hospital Shadow. A late-night shift in a Guadalajara hospital took a terrifying turn. An orderly, joking around, suddenly noticed a shadowy figure moving past a window. Curious, the person filming rushed toward an empty operating room. That's when things got worse. A table untouched by anyone slid across the floor. The camera scanned the room. No one was there. No explanation. Just an eerie, unsettling moment caught on film. Creepy trick.
Oh, it's so cute.
She was playing with her new toy, completely unaware of what was about to happen. As she talked, the doll's arm twitched, then lifted on its own. Before anyone could react, it knocked over a candle sitting in front of her. No explanation, no visible force. Just an unsettling moment caught on camera. Was the doll responding to her voice, or was something else controlling it? Either way, keeping it around might not be the best idea.
His name isn't like Fred or Henry.
Forest Watcher. The deep woods were quiet, too quiet. Then came a sound, low, deliberate, like something moving closer. He stopped, scanning the trees. That's when he saw it. A dark figure peeking from behind a tree, barely visible, yet impossible to ignore. It didn't run or move, it just watched. A popping disguise.
Holy shit!
There is a bizarre theory that Michael Jackson faked everything and is still alive, only to secretly appear as Teddy Perkins, an unsettling character from Atlanta. It sounds outlandish, but a certain video made many believers. The show's director never confirmed who played Perkins, leaving the door wide open for speculation. Then came the moment that fueled the fire. A clip from an Emmy afterparty where a voice eerily similar to Jackson's is heard saying, "I did not leave." Was this a hidden message? Some fans believe this was his way of confirming the theory without saying too much.
Oh my god! It's Teddy Perkins!
Skyscraper blur.
Today, if you take a shot of this, yeah.
You know what? No complaint.
In 2011, a Cincinnati news reporter experienced something strange on live TV. Behind him, a screen showed the city skyline. Nothing unusual at first. Then something zipped past the skyscraper. A dark, fast-moving figure. His confusion was immediate and genuine. Could it have been a plane? Maybe, but its speed, size, and sharp downward movement didn't match anything familiar. His reaction said it all. This wasn't normal. To this day, no one knows what really flew past that building.
Who's that right there? Look at that. Who's that right there?
Queen's Mystery.
London, it is a lovely day, and as the hearse heads out into West London.
During Queen Elizabeth's memorial broadcast in September 2022, viewers noticed something unsettling. An eerie voice broke through the live coverage, saying something chilling before being abruptly cut off by the anchor.
The death is irreversible, and the fact that she's
As you can see,
The strange interruption left many questioning whether it was an accident or something more intentional. Some believe the royals may have attempted to extend her life using undisclosed methods, only to fail. Others think it could have been a slip-up, something that was never meant to go public. Whatever the case, the mysterious audio clip continues to fuel speculation, leaving people wondering what really happened behind closed doors.
And will return to London tomorrow.
Ghostly stands. During an intense football match in Argentina, fans were focused on the game until they saw the replay. A shadowy figure moved effortlessly through the stands, gliding past rows of spectators without anyone reacting. It was as if it wasn't even there, or maybe no one could see it. While some dismiss it as a camera glitch, others believe they caught something truly supernatural lurking among the crowd. Knock knock.
Leave.
One night turned into something terrifying for one man. While outside, he spotted movement, hands reaching out as if begging for help. Frozen in fear, he switched on the outdoor light, but no one was there. Shaken, he tried to brush it off. Then came the knock, a loud, urgent pounding at the door. He flicked the light on again. Nothing. No footprints, no sign of anyone. That night, he didn't sleep. Something had been out there, watching, and whatever it was, it hadn't left.
Holy hell.
Forest mystery.
It's tutorial time.
In 2013, a bizarre video surfaced, leaving the internet unsettled. It featured a man in the woods casually filming a tutorial, except something was off. His hands, his feet, they looked unnatural, disturbingly distorted. Viewers speculated everything from a hoax to something inhuman. Some even believed he was a real-life zombie, but the mystery was later traced back to a channel called Alan Tutorials, where a lonely, isolated creator seemed to be losing himself to the wilderness. Even with the explanation, something about the footage still feels wrong.
This is perfect kind of a claw.
Sudden stare. A girl was casually holding her doll, recording a simple video when something terrifying happened. The doll's head suddenly turned right toward her. Stunned, she gasped, her grip loosening. In sheer panic, she hurled the doll to the floor, nearly falling backward herself. The shock on her face said it all. Maybe it was a trick of the light, or maybe some toys are better left untouched. Fading smile. For years, Benjamin Bennett has captivated and unsettled viewers with his eerie online presence. His videos follow a simple yet bizarre premise. He sits cross-legged, smiling at the camera for hours without moving. No explanation, no interruptions, just that feels both innocent and unnerving. People debated whether it was art, a social experiment, or something more disturbing. Then, something unexpected happened. In one live stream, Benjamin's smile vanished. An unknown figure stepped inside. It was the first time he ever broke character, and no one knew who the intruder was. Endless video loop. A woman sat at a table, staring into a strange bowl before pressing her face directly into it. Then the footage began playing in reverse. She leaned back, her words flipping backward, making no sense. Before you could process it, the clip restarted. Over and over, each loop identical, trapping viewers in an eerie, endless cycle. The unsettling nature of the video made it feel like more than just an illusion, like something was forcing it to repeat, locking reality into an unexplainable, haunting loop. Disturbing ice video. A strange video surfaced online showing a figure sitting alone in a dimly lit room covered in melting ice cream. The person's face was blank, their eyes locked onto the camera with an unsettling intensity. Then they reached up, scooped a handful of ice cream from their own head, and ate it. The eerie background music only made it worse, turning an already bizarre act into something deeply disturbing. It was surreal, like watching a human mannequin slowly falling apart. The more people watched, the more the scene felt like something out of a nightmare. Chilling reflection.
Is it Duke?
A chilling video surfaced online, showing a child casually turning their head toward a mirror. But then something terrifying happened. The reflection didn't follow. Instead of mirroring the movement, the reflection seemed delayed, as if it had a mind of its own. The most disturbing part? Just before it happened, the child's eyes darkened completely, turning pitch black. The eerie clip spread like wildfire, with many convinced this could be real footage of a black-eyed child. While some tried to explain it away as a camera glitch, others weren't so sure. The unnatural delay, the blackened eyes, it all felt too strange to be a coincidence. Catching incident. Home security camera picked up something unsettling one night. A girl was quietly sketching in her lounge when her paper suddenly slid across the table on their own. She froze, eyes wide, knowing something was wrong. Panicked, she bolted from the room, but when she returned, the eerie activity hadn't stopped. The entire table shook violently before everything fell silent. No wind, no explanation, just an overwhelming sense that something unseen was in the room with her. The footage ended, leaving behind a chilling mystery that still has viewers on edge. Shadowy bedroom intruder. A tall, shadowy figure creeping into a bedroom was caught on camera. Its twisted limbs moved unnaturally, its pale, distorted face barely visible. The sleeping person remained unaware as the figure loomed over them. Then something long and thin stretched from its body, latching on. It moved like a feeding tube, draining something unseen. After it was done, the creature simply faded away, leaving behind only eerie silence. The person woke up the next morning feeling exhausted, unaware of what had happened. The footage remains one of the most disturbing paranormal captures to date. Nursing ghost. In September 2018, a security officer in Chicago made an eerie discovery during a late-night shift in September 2018. Surveillance footage from a nursing home showed a ghostly gray mist silently drifting past the front desk. It moved with an unnatural smoothness, like a presence that wasn't supposed to be there. The officer, disturbed by what he saw, shared the video online, where it quickly sparked debate. Was it just a trick of the light, or did the nursing home house more than just its residents? Whatever the answer, the footage remains one of the creepiest unexplained captures to date.
Look at I saw that shit. I saw that shit.
Live TV nightmare.
The day before our friends came is the day he woke up with scratches on him.
A couple appeared on This Morning to talk about a doll they claimed was possessed. Sitting across from the hosts, they explained how the toy seemed to have a mind of its own, with the wife admitting she was terrified of it. But then, something happened that no one expected. As the doll sat in a chair beside them, it suddenly started rocking back and forth on its own. There were no strings, no one nearby, just the doll moving as if responding to their conversation. The wife turned away in fear, while the host stared in stunned silence. Watching something like this on live television made it all the more terrifying, leaving the audience and everyone who saw the clip completely shaken.
The day before our friends came is the day he woke up with scratches on him.
Silent Plea. This chilling footage is not for the faint of heart. The clip begins with a woman sitting in a dimly lit room, quietly eating. At first, nothing seems unusual until she starts making strange hand signals toward the camera. It doesn't take long to realize she's trying to say something. She's out of food and water. Then, just as tension reaches its peak, a loud bang erupts from the door. Someone is trying to break in. Before anything else can happen, the clip cuts to black. Theories quickly spread, with some believing this was filmed inside a red room, a place rumored to hold captives for sinister purposes. Carnival Witch. During a carnival ride, 3 friends were video recording and everything seemed normal. Then, without warning, a 4th figure appeared. A woman, dressed strangely, sits beside them, unmoving. Her presence is unnatural, her eyes vacant. The friends didn't seem to notice at first, but then she vanished. No movement, no exit, just gone. Dark Sky Phenomenon. A massive crowd stood frozen, their eyes locked on the sky, capturing something that didn't seem real. Hovering among the clouds was a dark circular void, something that didn't belong there. The edges rippled like it was alive, as if the sky itself was breaking open. Some described it as a portal, others as an unknown aircraft cloaked in shadows. Meteorologists attempted to dismiss it as an atmospheric illusion, but nothing seemed to fully explain what was seen that day. Witnesses were left shaken, and even skeptics admitted that this was no ordinary weather event. Doll moves. On December 14th, 2014, an old doll became the center of something chilling. Its owners, suspicious of strange occurrences, left it alone for 24 hours with a camera rolling. When they reviewed the footage, their worst fears were confirmed. The doll had moved, not once, but multiple times. It shifted its head, leaned forward, almost like it was aware of being watched. The owners, horrified, knew this wasn't just an old toy. Something else was inside it, something that didn't want to stay still. Masked Pianist. A masked figure hunched over a piano, playing a tune both eerie and hypnotic. The melody drifts between haunting and strangely soothing, but the real horror lies in the way the figure stares. It remains unblinking, its masked face frozen in agony. It doesn't move except for its fingers gliding over the keys, yet something about it feels deeply wrong. When this video surfaced 15 years ago, people laughed, calling it a song from hell, but for those who've watched, the unease stays long after the music stops. Phantom Truck. Security footage from a parking lot captures a sight no one can explain. A truck sits parked, unmoving, until it isn't. It slowly backs out of its spot, no driver in sight. Then, as if guided by unseen hands, the door swings open. That alone is disturbing, but then 3 shadowy figures appear. They stand in front of the truck, motionless. The vehicle moves again as if responding to them. No physical contact, no explanation, just grainy, undeniable proof that something unnatural was at play that night. Live TV anomaly. During a live news broadcast in Turkey, something bizarre unfolded in the background. Strange objects hovered above the buildings, appearing out of nowhere. The cameraman, distracted at first, quickly caught on when a man nearby reacted in shock. He zoomed in. 3 unidentified crafts were taking off. Within seconds, the entire crew lost it. Their reactions weren't staged. They were seeing something they couldn't explain. Even the news channel failed to provide answers, leaving this moment frozen in mystery. Haunted puppet. Deep inside an old wooden box, a World War II era puppet sat untouched for years, until someone decided to capture it on a night vision camera. At first, it seemed like nothing more than a forgotten relic, its aged face frozen in time. But then, without warning, the lid of the box creaked open on its own. The puppet twitched, its tiny strings jerking as if something unseen was pulling them. Then, the most chilling part, it moved its lips, almost as if whispering. Was it just a trick of the light, or had something else taken hold of the puppet? Share your answers in the comments below. Something was waiting. One night, as she walked through the eerie halls, she heard strange noises. When she turned, she saw a dark, shadowy figure rushing toward her. Panic set in, and she ran back to her apartment, and the video ended. Driverless passenger. This group of friends were out for a late night drive when something caught their attention. A car moving alongside them with no driver. A man sat calmly in the passenger seat, unfazed, as if nothing was wrong. But the wheel turned on its own, the car moving like it had a mind of its own. No one could explain it, and the sight left them questioning what they had just witnessed. Farmhouse creature. At a remote farmhouse, a man captured something chilling on video. While exploring a secluded area near the back of his property, he spotted a tall, dark figure standing on a hill. This is what happened. Midnight walkers. A driver pulled over on an empty road, enjoying the silence, until he noticed something strange up ahead. Tiny figures, too small to be adults, were walking in the distance. They weren't running or wandering aimlessly. Their movements were deliberate, almost aware of being watched. People online debated whether they were just kids, but who would let children roam a deserted street in the dead of night? Whatever they weren't lost. They were out for something. Satanic ritual. This man's dashcam caught something eerie outside a cemetery. An older woman in a nun's habit, moving in a way that sent chills down his spine. Around her, figures stood motionless, almost lifeless. She appeared to be performing a ritual, but for what purpose? The footage spread fast, sparking theories ranging from secret ceremonies to something far worse. No one could explain what was really happening, but the unsettling scene left many deeply disturbed. Red Phantom. It happened back in 2015 in Taiwan when a lone man was walking toward his bike, and then a girl in a red dress appeared at the far end. At first, nothing seemed odd until a motorbike passed through the alley, its wheels slicing right through the girl's head. The footage quickly fueled the legend of Taiwan's girl in red, a ghost said to haunt the streets. Was it a camera trick, or did the CCTV capture something that shouldn't exist? Watching doll. A man testing his new night vision camera captured something that still haunts him. His daughter's toy doll sat in the corner, motionless. At least, that's what he thought. But when he reviewed the footage, the doll's eyes were moving, tracking him as he walked away. Then, its mouth curled into an unnatural grin. It wasn't just a trick of the light. That smile felt real, like it knew it had been seen. Swinging creep. Holly Armstrong was house sitting for the weekend when an eerie feeling crept in. Something about the upstairs just felt wrong. By the second night, she couldn't shake it anymore. She went to investigate, opening a closet door, only to find a doll sitting there, swinging its legs like it was alive. She screamed, bolted out of the house, and called the owners in pure terror. Was it possessed? Was it a trick of the mind? Either way, Holly wasn't sticking around to find out. Disturbing song. Back in the early 2000s and 10s, a bizarre video of a life-size doll went viral, and for good reason. The mechanical figure sat eerily still, singing a slow, haunting melody. At first, it just seemed like an old robotic toy, but the more people watched, the more they felt something was off. Rumors swirled that the doll wasn't just a collector's item. The man who owned it was said to have a dark past. Some claimed he dressed the doll in the clothes of missing women, forcing it to sing in their memory. Whether true or not, the video carried an unsettling energy, and the doll's disturbingly human-like face only made things worse. Four-armed witch. This trail cam in the deep woods recorded something that sent shivers down everyone's spine. A witch, but unlike anything ever seen before. This eerie figure had 4 arms, each moving in a ritualistic manner, as if summoning something unseen. The way she moved was unnatural, making it clear that whatever was happening wasn't just some ordinary sighting. It felt darker, more sinister, like something people weren't meant to witness. The extra limbs made her look less human, almost otherworldly, fueling speculation that this was more than just folklore coming to life. Could it really be a witch tapping into forces beyond our understanding? Or was this footage proof of something even more terrifying lurking in the woods? CCTV nightmare. What he caught on his CCTV left him terrified. A pale, ghostly face appeared in the doorway, but the worst part, long, unnatural fingers stretched across the frame, slowly gripping the edge of the door. The face itself didn't look human. It was distorted, eerie, and utterly terrifying. As the footage spread online, theories exploded. Some claimed it was an actual ghost, while others speculated it could be something even worse. Paranormal investigators weighed in, but no one could provide a solid explanation. Whatever was in in that video, it wasn't normal, and the man has never felt safe in his own home since. Broadcast shenanigans. November 1987, an ordinary Chicago broadcast was suddenly hijacked by pure chaos. The screen flickered, static filled the airwaves, and then a figure appeared. Wearing a Max Headroom mask, the intruder moved erratically, making bizarre sounds with no clear message or demand. The eerie silence from authorities only fueled speculation. Who was behind it? Why did they do it? Despite extensive investigations, the person responsible was never found. Decades later, it remains one of the strangest and most unsettling broadcast hijackings in history. Delete this video. A disturbing video called Obey the Walrus surfaced in 2015, quickly gaining a reputation as one of the internet's most unsettling clips. The footage showed a heavily adorned figure moving in an unnatural, hypnotic dance, creating a sense of unease among viewers. The eerie visual sparked rumors that it was tied to a secretive Latin American cult, with some believing it held a deeper, more sinister meaning. Some even claimed the video brought bad luck to those who watched it. No solid explanation has ever been given, leaving its origins a haunting mystery. Uncanny Boy.
What?
A woman filmed something unsettling outside her room, a figure resembling a young boy, but everything about it felt wrong. Its stiff, unnatural movements looked more like a machine mimicking human behavior. Its arms seemed too long, fingers almost inhumanly thin, and its face was eerily blank. The pale figure stood still, barely supported by its thin legs. Its presence deeply unsettling. It looked human, but something about it defied explanation. The footage left viewers disturbed, questioning whether they had just witnessed something beyond normal comprehension.
Hello?
Why does no one want to play?
Now let's talk about this real but disturbing open discussion. A black and white clip surfaced online, instantly spreading fear and speculation. It showed a group of people with disturbingly unnatural features, gaunt, hollow-eyed, and unrecognizable from who they once were. According to Eerie claims, they had been taken against their will for a chilling medical experiment. The details are vague, but whispers suggest they were locked inside a sealed gas chamber and forced to stay awake for 30 days straight. The leaked footage, allegedly captured from a CCTV feed, sent shockwaves across the internet. No one knows where it was filmed or if the story is real, but the haunting images alone are enough to unsettle even the bravest viewers.